My bad. My alarm went off. But basically, like I was saying, when you can't dodge it and whatnot, uh, basically, guys saying, what time is it? Like 2?
No, I ain't too yet. You got about 15 minutes.
Okay, then I was finna say, yeah, then, that made me lose train of thought. train of thought. But, basically, yeah, when you can't dodge. You can't dodge it. Basically, in other words, just to sum it up, you cannot dodge what is coming.
Yeah, you can't dodge everything. A lot of people like to just cause they when you think of certain like prophetic words and you hear how scary or it may sound, oftentimes we forget that who's gonna be by our side. We don't think of it that way. When you think about like if you get a prophetic word saying an earthquake is coming to your state or something like that, a lot of times we don't think about the authority God has given us to protect our property, our family, and things like that. A lot of times we don't use the authority He's given us. We just say an earthquake, and all of a sudden we just get into fear and anxiety. And I'm not saying that you won't see destruction in your neighborhood and things like that. But the thing is, would you rather see destruction in your neighborhood with God by your side, knowing that you're going to make it out of it? Or would you rather just say destruction is coming and be just like everybody else that don't know what to do? You know what I'm saying? You got, there's two ways to handle the situation.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's actually one more, and that's the worst way. And that's the people that want to, basically how I used to be, want to stay in the middle. You want to stay in this neutral ground to where you want to serve God, but then you don't want to offend nobody. I mean, it's like you got to choose a side. So even when trouble is coming, you want to be on God's side because you know it's going to be a way, or you want to be somewhere clueless. You basically want to be somewhere where you know the way, but you're somewhat ignorant and clueless of how to reach it and approach it. It's basically like how you see a bridge from a distance that's still put together that everybody's crossing, but because you want to stay in a neutral place where you like, oh, this is safe too, this is safe too, realizing that it's not safe and you have no idea how to get to the bridge. It's basically like this. Basically, everybody, is saying like it's a war. I used to be somebody that instead of being either on the bad side or the good side, I would call myself standing in the middle. And that's the worst place because God's coming this way, He's coming this way, and God loves you so much to where if you even choose Him, you basically done chose the wrong side, but He will go around you.
He spit out the lukewarm.
Yeah, he basically.
He'd rather have you be hot or cold. So it's crazy because he's saying he'd rather have you against him or for him. He doesn't want you sitting there just confusing people on what side you're even on.
Yeah, basically like that, and that comes back to when having conversations. You can't be lukewarm. If you stand for it, you stand for it. If you don't know everything, then just tell the truth. I don't know everything, but I still stand for it. I still stand for Jesus Christ. I don't know every single scripture. As you see, I didn't know that scripture, but I still stand with Jesus Christ. I'm still pro Jesus. I'm still walking and figuring out and learning things and everything. That don't mean just because you can't quote a scripture or just because you can't deliver somebody or you can't speak in tongues or anything and everything don't mean you're basically not on Jesus' side. No, some people would try to do that because that's religion way. Or if you don't got these standard protocol things inside of you, or you can't do it, then you're not a Christian. No, you're learning. You're memorizing scriptures.
Yeah, they ain't get that way in one night.
Yeah, all this took more than thing. God might give you a lot of things in one night. Like He might give you the ability to speak in tongues in one night. He might give you the ability to deliver people in one night, but He still wants you to seek Him, dig into that Bible, basically to require more skill sets, to require more armor and everything, require to understand, okay, so this is how I deliver this person. This is how I intercede for this person. This is how I speak in tongues. This is how this and this and this happens and everything. Because it's a lot when it comes to it. A lot of people want to do these things and everything. I would say you.
I was going to say, because you got going there. I was going to say, you could talk about, I don't know what time for dip.
Oh,
but I was going to say,
like 2:30 or something.
Oh, all right. But I was going to say, talk about, What ain't gotta get like extremely personal with it, but like an example of like how to get free from things, how we got delivered from things, stuff like that. Cause like me, I wasn't in no altar call and just got, prayed for and fell out and all of a sudden demons came out of me or something like that. That never happened to me, from an event or anything like that. But I know for a fact that I was set free from a lot of things. Everything that I was doing, I had people who was in agreement with me. We was all doing it together. You know what I'm saying? So like, oftentimes people, they don't know how to get set free. Oftentimes people, they don't see why they need to get set free. They just look at it as, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can enjoy smoking, you can enjoy pornography, you can enjoy fornication because it gives you a form of pleasure. But when you realize that, like, for instance, if you try to put one of those things down for like a week, oftentimes people really can't do it. And then once you realize that, it's like, hold on, why does it have that much of a hold on you? You know what I'm saying? If it's really nothing, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be calling you back so much. It shouldn't be holding you down to the point you can't prosper, to the point you can't live without it. That's, you know what I'm saying? Oftentimes that's demonic oppression. And, God freed me from a lot of things. So it's like, I had a friend ask me how did I go from, drinking with them every day and smoking and stuff like that to this. You know what I'm saying? One, it was like how we talk about in another video, isolation and things like that. But like when you really start to cry out to the Lord with a genuine heart, and you really start to say, God, wherever I'm wrong, correct me. God, where I lack, increase. Help me where.
Yeah, reveal.
Yeah, reveal things inside of me that is causing me delay and things like that. You gotta be willing. One, I just keep hearing the word forgiveness. You gotta be willing to forgive and let go of a lot of things. You gotta let go of what you yourself have done. You gotta let go of things because God, when He delivers you from things, He wants you to be actually free. He doesn't want you to just sit there and be oftentimes you don't want to accept the freedom in a sense because you're like, I'm too guilty for this. And then it's kind of like we just kind of push the whole reason why Jesus died on the cross away. Like, yeah, I know you died, but do you know what I did? That type of situation. Yeah. So it's kind of like when he's giving you an opportunity to become free, you got to be willing to accept it as well. Because, I didn't struggle that much with putting down a bottle per se. Like I did it a lot, but at the same time, it wasn't really my go-to type of thing. So it's like for some people, certain areas may be easier than the other person. It might be harder than the next person, things like that. But when you truly are fasting and praying, when you're truly like chopping away at certain things as you can, God will meet you there, and He will literally take out the taste of wanting those things. You know what I'm saying? There's still things that, me, I'm probably still trying to work on to get rid of completely. Yeah. But at the most part, once you're truly seeking something that you've never sought out before, He'll meet you there in that place. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't always like this. Like you know what I'm saying? I definitely wasn't a holy person is what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to get to. Like, most people probably don't even look at me as they probably don't even know that I'm like this now. They probably still look at me as the same dude from high school. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I may be still goofy. I may still, play around with everybody, still dancing and, to music and all that type of stuff, still in that way, shape, or form. But the way I think completely changed. And that doesn't happen from like your normal therapist or your normal counselor. They can't provide deliverance to you. They just provide a bunch of suggestions. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you really start to deal with the Father, the one who knows everything, the one who knows you more than anybody else knows you, He gives